Would you believe it? Okay, I said, okay. Yeah, okay. And off we go. The Michael Rosen rabbit. You may think I'm happy, you may think I'm really good, you may think I'm creepy, you may think I'm am, but hang on to your seat and listen right here, I'm gonna tell you nothing. Well, this isn't fair. A hip hop, I'm giving you all the Michael Rosen rap. I was useless on the 7th of May. I remember very well that awful duck. I was in my mother. Don't think you know what I mean. Though I have to say it was as dark as tulips. Then I hear some people give the sky Fogel. There was a man who turned up round our way once saying that he was going to keel over and die. So he said, yeah, I bet you can't. So he popped up his brain, said, now watch me die. And he just fell over and stuffed a potato into his nose. Suos. Balam bam boola balam da diddy blah. I'm giving you all the Michael Rosen. When I was one, I was one. When I was 3, my hair started getting thinner. When I was 4, I ate the dog's fat banana. May. A woman called Box used to look after us sometimes. Her husband was a bus and he could drive with both eyes. When Box came over after tea, we played games. I think you know what I mean. My favourite was Raya. This is how we played. Raya. All right. That was nice. When I was 9, when I was 10, they made me king of the world. Ha! So that's what I am. That's what I be with an M with an E, with an M with an E. A hip hop, Hanks. I'm giving you all the Michael Rosen. I don't know. Me and my brother, and my sister, and my dad, and Haribo, and Dave, and Shell, and Tails, and Old Rim played for my birthday treat, and I was winning. Fantastic. Do you know, people say to me, if that's true, how come? Because you're not good. Fair enough, and I'll tell you, it's because I had cards under the desk lid, so I took some out of the desk when no one was looking. Boom! That was the mistake, slamming the desk lid down. Oh no, the moment I dread when everyone goes from being cheery to absolutely furious. And there's my dad and he's roaring. Would you believe it, the little cheese? Oh, he's gonna be in for big trouble. So I said, no one's gonna take me alive. And then I ran and jumped out the window. And I dashed out off to London Airport, faster than an electronic rabbit. You can't catch me, I'm Inspector Gadget. Inspector Gadget. Plums. I'll have to break it down. I'm stopping right there. Once Inspector Gadget came to school and said, I can burn your school. So he said, yeah, I bet you can't. So he said, okay, playtime. So playtime. We all went onto the playground. He said, right. He took this lighter out of his thumb and he starts burning our school. Fantastic. Conversations with a 2-year-old. Do you want an apple? No. What do you want then? Yes. Do you want something to eat? I'll have a Hollywood. What's the time? 1/2 plums. Who is the Queen of Holland? Gary Gobhound. Fridge. Once I went to the fridge, saw our jug in there and I thought, what's in it? Pizza, syrup. Lift the jug and drink a bit. I was drinking pizza.
This is nice. This is really nice. So there we were, tea time. My brother, he'd be washing up by now, and he's standing there at the sink, his hands in the water. And my brother suddenly goes, I'm not your bubba. My dad goes, the boy's going mad. Blub, 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 blub.
No swearing. There was a man who turned up round our way once, put up a tent in the park he did, put notices all round the street saying that he was going to stop all swearing. I shouted out, but you can't. I love swearing. And now, I think I'll make him notice. I shall swear when he's not looking. The man went off to put up more notices. So I said, snap. Oh no! And the man said, hard luck, Michael. You can't swear anymore. And I cried. But wait a minute. What about sex jokes? And he screamed, no sex jokes either. It was then I had a really great idea. And I said to this man, right you horrible, I saw what the plums is up with you. You're a plumbing mother plumber. Why don't you go to plum and go plum yourself? He said, right. I'm stopping you from saying plums as well. Oh no! Now, I'll tell you what I do. I pulled out my plums, gone again, and fired it. Plums. The man fell over and died. Ha! And everything was lovely once again. But then I remembered something. That was the mistake. Showing murder in the Collab tree. If you put on show something your grandmummy wouldn't show her kids, it was all over for ThePlamzJoker. RobGBA. I've been up here for over 9,000 weeks. It was then I noticed an inspector. He was a kind of joke inspector, and he was watching me. He was shaking his head, and he said, well done, Michael. Yeah, well done. You only went and said another one of those over YouTube poo jokes. And I said, I don't care, I really don't. Plum, you. The joke inspector frowned, and he took this little book out of his pocket and he starts writing stuff in it. I think, plum this, and I punch him in the face and got away as fast as I could. I went home to relax and watch the telly. Hello again. I'm watching the telly. What programme shall I put on the telly? I know. Look at that. Fantastic quality. For plum's sake, I'm trying to watch the telly. Now, what do you want? It was the joke inspector. Go away. This Collab tree. This really long already. There's not enough time for you. So plum off. He said, okay, but I'll be back for you soon. We sit down to drink, and a thick cooking oil, a bit hot. So I only put a little bit on my jug, and I drink. Horrible. And there's my brother, he's doing the same. There's my mum, she's doing the same. But my dad, what does he do? He just fell over and died. Evil magic. So he didn't know what to say. Then I said, that was nice. Then, suddenly, it appeared on its own, right in the middle of Hollywood. And it was fridge, tomato. Yeah, and he said, there were hundreds of kids in my class. No talking, I'm king. Boom. That was the mistake. Slamming the desk lid down on fridge. Head, it was out. Prison. Don't like that. Prison. Don't want to. She says, go to prison. And I say, I hate prison. All slimy. No, prison. No, slimy. And she says, don't you talk like that. When I was a girl, I had to go to prison when I saw something else. It said, Haribo's granddad. And for a week or so after Christmas, Haribo's granddad were always on the table. It was then I noticed Haribo's granddad. She was fiddling with the evil magic. My plums and are gone. So I said, "Whoa!" The horrible baby Haribo rap. You may think I'm fat, you may think I'm king, you may think I'm all slimy, you may think I'm terrifying, but hang on to your tomatoes and listen right here, I'm gonna tell you something that'll burn your ice cream. A hip hop hap. I'm giving you all Haribo's granddad. I was born on the 7th of May. I remember very well that terrifying day. I was in my mother, curled up tight, though I have to say it was as dark as Hollywood. I'm in the middle of a wrestle with my face and I find my hamburger right up close to my mouth and I say, "Get off me!" I hate hamburger. It's all chewy and horrible. Then suddenly the hamburger cook appeared. The cook yelled out, "Right! Now, if you hate hamburgers, why did you eat it?" So I said, "Sorry, I've got an old called apple, plum, banana face. Yeah, he hates hamburgers and baby rabbits." And before we all knew it, I was out the window in a flash. "Get off me!" Anyway, after going out the window, I was starving. All I had for breakfast was 1 hamster and 15 children, without any explanation or questions being asked. After a week, I create an instant hamburger bar to kill the other really bad bar. The bar sells preposterous hamburger chocolate gingers, plums, raisins, hundreds of chips, ice cream, sandwiches and chocolate and drinks, milk and sugar and
Nice. Potatoes.
another spoonful, anyone? Not long after, a few days later, hundreds of people went to the bar. Hundreds and hundreds of them. I was really looking forward to getting loads of money. But would you believe it? My old gold apple, plum, banana face starts up a chant in my brain. Eat the food, eat the food, eat all the food.
Eat the food, eat the food, eat
I stand up, hypnotised, and went to the fridge. So I had loads to eat. I began to eat the whole fridge.
And I got all these slices. I can't stop
I had a great big hole in the wall. My teeth cut into the glass. Suddenly, the bar went boom, boom. After that, I got a rotten headache. I can't get a moment's peace round here. Conversations with Brian Fury. I was starving. All I had for breakfast was 1 raisin and an electronic rabbit. It was 12:30 and I had to get to Hemel Hempstead. So I bought a bag of plums from Salmon's the Ironmongers. And I dashed out the door and off down the street. Who do you think was the first person I happened to meet? Brian Fury was walking home with absolutely nothing. He was walking home with a
Bottle of rum
in his hand. So I go to him. "Hello," I said to Brian cheerily. "Can I have a drink?" And he said, "No." "Come on, Brian. All I'm asking is a drink." And he said, "No." So I said, "I want a drink. I want a drink." And he said,
Right. If I hear anything from you once more, I will murder you and leave your body by the side of the road. Do you understand?
So I said, "Okay, Brian, okay. Don't worry about it." The quiet game. There was silence. No noise at all. suddenly I said,
Can I have a
Drink, drink,
drink?
drink, drink, drink,
Drink.
drink,
drink, head, drink, sit down, drink, stand up, drink, pass out, drink, wake up, drink, fade in, drink, fade in, drink. Brian said,
Right, I'm gonna punch your face really hard and fast.
oh no. Hey, what are you doing? Get off me! Ow, oh no! Ow! It's hurting! Ow! Oh no, this is horrible! Ow!
Brian Fury wins.
Brian said,
I don't suppose you'll ask for one of those again, will you?
I don't suppose I will.
Good.
Ow! The hair
Bend.
Once a boy called Gang came to school and said, I can hair
Bend.
people. So he said, yeah, I bet you can't. So he said, okay, yeah, playtime. So playtime. We all went onto the playground. He said, right, who wants to go? So Trevor said, no. But Louise said, yeah, me. So this boy Ang took this really long staff and he put the tip very carefully between Louise's eyes on the bridge of his nose. Then suddenly Gang gave a shout. Look at that. Louise took off and flew into the air. Blimey. We never saw Louise again. After that, we used to go around telling people, you see that bloke over there? Him, Gang, he's brilliant. He can hair
Bend.
people. He's a hair
Bend.
you know. Gang, hear us saying all this and he'd go, yeah, I'll come off at you lot. I'm not that good at it. At school, we stuck blue strips of paper onto blue strips of paper. They were blue strips of paper. Then suddenly one day, our teacher, Miss Plums, said Haribo's granddad was coming in. Haribo was sitting in front of me and Haribo said, that's my granddad. So everyone said, shh, we know that, you fool. And Haribo said, I was only saying. And I said, I don't care. And then he started crying away like mad. Suddenly, our teacher, Miss Plums, said, leave him alone. And I said, I'm very sorry, Miss Plums, but nobody at all wants to know about Haribo's granddad. Later that day, Haribo's granddad came in. He had plums. Suddenly, Haribo's granddad said, I'm Haribo's granddad. We all got up and ran out the door and got away as fast as we could. By the time we got ourselves together, our teacher, Miss Plums, had gone. We never saw our teacher again. None of us ever saw Haribo's granddad ever again either. They're probably in Holland. And none of us has ever seen the sky. The useless outing. Right, class 6. I'm Michael Rosen. I think you know me. I'm king of the Vikings. I want complete global domination. And that includes Holland. I want
windmills.
Windmills. Right. As you know, it was our plan to go out today to the Science Museum. Now, I had hoped that it wouldn't be necessary for me to go, but you never listen. And if I leave you on your own, it'll be off to prison. I think prison's really bad news. They'd string you up from the wall bars. Even as I speak.
Would
You believe it? I can see that Fan has opened her can of plums. Do we have plums? No! We have peaches, so stop with that stupid plum stuff. I had hoped
My name
that it
is
would...
Eileen Ogle, and I'm living in a box.
Eileen,
What?
I don't care about your living arrangement. I can't teach properly if you misbehave.
Ha! No one loves you.
That wasn't very nice.
Nice.
If you don't stop it, I shall give you ducks.
Great. I want some ducks.
You out the window.
Oh no, this is horrible.
Hard luck, Eileen. Always knew you were a bit weak. Anyway, when we got to the museum, stop right there, said the white guard.
Go fiddling with any locks around here. We're going to have a real problem.
Fiddle diddle, riddle diddle.
You violated the law. I'm confiscating your stolen skating goods.
The outing. We had 48 kids in my class. At the end of the day, only I was left. Yeah, it was horrible. The teacher said, right, class 6, I want complete quiet. So everyone said, shh. And that includes you, Dave. Yes, you. There aren't any other Daves here, are there?
Well, what? Brick? You suck?
Right. Hard luck, Dave. Then there were only 47 kids. Yeah. The teacher said, quiet, please. Rog said, no need to shout. The teacher said, no need to breathe. Then there were only 46. Yeah. The teacher said, no talking. And there was a whiny kid going, meh. Can I go out and do something? Then there were only 45 of them left. Yeah. The teacher said, will you be quiet? Shram and Sheddle tried to get out the room, stepping very, very quietly. But the teacher heard the door open. Sheddle shouted, scram, shram. And that includes you, shram. Then there were only 43. Yeah. The teacher said, do we speak? No, we don't. It was then she noticed 5 of them playing games under the desks. She looked down, slamming the desks. Then there were only 38 kids in my class. The teacher said, never let me see you doing that again. And I hear a funny voice going, never let me see you doing that again. And it's my brother poking his finger out, just like my teacher. He was mocking her. Oh no! Then there were only 37. Yeah. The teacher said, what do they grow in Holland? And 3 kids shouted out, tulips. Good, she said. All right. Quite right. Then there were only 34 left. Yeah. The teacher said, right, class, time for your class lecture. There we were standing in our rows. Sheila McLean said, cheese. Ah, that was the mistake. Then there were only 33. Yeah. And so it went on. Melanie, George, Haribo, Louise, Warren, Joanna, Lloyd, Lydia, Mervyn, my friend Hans from Holland, Margot Vane, Alexander, Abdul, Mark, Donna, Janish, Fan, Alfred, Karen, Zoe, Doug, Stan, Marcia, and John. Then there were only 9 of them left. Yeah. The teacher said, anyone want to eat? So everyone put up their hands and said, me, me, me. And I didn't put my hand up in case I got snapped. The teacher said, lol, no. Then it was just me and my teacher. There was silence. She started looking all round the class with her eyes. She turned to me and said, never mind, Michael. I don't suppose you'll go to class again, will you? I don't suppose I will. Yeah.
Full platform. Whenever my mother left, she'd say, where's my bagels? I didn't understand. But you haven't got a hat, I'd say. Whenever I had wrinkles in my bagels, my mother would say,
Hi everyone, welcome to John Madden Football.
When I was with my mum, I had a favourite treat. It was my mum. I loved. My mum, she says to me, listen, Michael, if there is... or at lunchtime. So I used to go to school.
The car trip. Mum says, right you, this is a long car journey. I'm driving and I can't drive. Can I have a drink? You two are going mad in the back. Stand. Do you understand? So we go, okay, Mum, okay, yeah. Don't worry about it. and off we go. And then we start drinking.
Boogie woogie woogie boogie bug. I glide as I glide as I glide. Ride in my
this cafe. And I had loads to eat. I had a bag of potato chips. I mean potato crisps. And I thought, I began to eat. Horrible. The Michael Rosen row. You may think I'm happy, you may think I'm sad, you may think I'm crazy. And if that's true, you may think I'm dead. But hang on to your goldfish and listen right here. I'm gonna tell you something that'll burn your car. Doctor shouted, good Lord, he can die. I popped out my headset, now watch me fly. When I was 1, I was 2, and I was 4, I ate the king's dinner. When I was 7, I robbed a bank with my hamster. When I was 8, I became a plum inspector. When I was 9, I closed all the canals. When I was 10, they made me king of the plum inspector. Nobody cares. I'd be upstairs into the fridge faster than an electronic bus conductor.
Michael Rosen. Well, this year's Brighton Festival guest director, Michael Rosen, I'm delighted to say joins us live from the city now. Michael, thank you very much for being at city this evening. You're obviously best known as a children's author, so is this a bit of a daunting thing to take on?
It is and it isn't. We often think of children's writers who people who really kind of just hang about with children or are themselves children. But in actual fact, you know, we are children who really kind of just hang about with wasp people. And yeah, I spend my life thinking about all sorts of things, about politics and art and drama and art and kerfuffle and art.
An apple pie.
Many of these things. People are always interested in ways of introducing young people to beef.
That sounds brilliant.
It does.
And is it right that you've got, there's a children's parade that's going to kick off the whole event involving some 5,000 kids taking part?
5,000 children and
15 raisins.
And then
it's going to be
Lots
fantastic.
to look forward to. Thanks very much, Michael Rosen.
Drink, 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 drink.
What?
chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I had a favourite treat. It was when my mum made chocolate cake. Oh, I love chocolate cake. There's a chocolate cake in my little box. And I always go, yeah. What's it? I got all these slashes and I can't stop myself. Oh no! It's all gone. Oh no! They're bound to notice now. Huh?
The RobGBA Collab tree. Even as I speak. Would you believe it? I can see that RootNegativeSixteen has started another one of those little YouTubes. I don't believe it. I really don't. The last thing I need right now is another one of those absolutely horrible videos. I had hoped that it wouldn't be necessary for me to tell you how to behave when I'm in a video. Of course, you're not listening, are you? But then, of course, you didn't listen last time, did you? And then you wondered why your video was filled with sex jokes. Sorry, what did you say? Did you say that you avoid sex jokes in all your videos and you're not allowed to use it in these Collab. Anyway, I'm okay. In that case, go right ahead. Now, for the real video presents. I gave my mum and dad all kinds of windmills. I used to go round the shops for hours looking at Hollywood. Once I was in an old shop in Islington called Preposterous Things. I was at Salmon's the Ironmonger's, and there they were. Two things. They were both made of glass, except for the tops. One was a milk jug, and when you press it, it goes in like a windmill. Whatever that means. Anyway, then suddenly toenails appeared. And there were hundreds of toenails. Hundreds and hundreds of them.
The room filled up with
toenails. And I ate the lot. I was nibbling toenails. The car trip. Mum says, right you two, this is a long car tree. And I can't drive properly if you two are going mad in the back. Do you understand? So we go mad in the back. That's enough. Michael Rosen out the window. There was a man who turned up round our way once, put up a tent in the park. He did, put notices all round the windmills, saying that he was going to put on show a terrifying creature called the Holland. No one had ever seen this thing before. The show was on for 2 o'clock the next day. Next day, we all turned up to see the fiercest tree in the world. The man took the money at the door. We all poured into the tent with a curtain in front of it. We all sat down and waited. The man went off behind the curtain and he just fell over and died. Harry Bump. Once my friend Haribo came to Hollywood. We said, what's the matter? What's the matter? And he said his windmills had died. So he didn't know what to say. Then I said, how did he die? And he said, you could freeze a fart. And then he started cracking up. Ha!
My mum and dad gave me a bridge, not a
fridge.
Good enough to tell the chocolate cake by though. And it went well enough until one day at a camp, I noticed that the bridge is a little bit wobbly. It's a little bit wobbly. I wonder if it would bend. Michael's Big Book of Part 3. It's bedtime. Now, I had a problem with bedtime. I couldn't hear the word bed. So when my mum said, bendy, 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 all I could hear was dee, dee, dee. Or if she said, all I could hear was, I don't know, but there we are. We're sitting there. And Mum says, Michael, it's time for bed. And I go, yeah, it was time to muck about. And she says, I can't stand looking at you. So it's upstairs, into the bathroom, shut the door, and yeah, it was time to plug in, taps on, flick water at the mirror. And there's drops of water on the mirror and the drops start turning into pirates. One drip's going faster than
An electronic rabbit.
So I start doing a running commentary. Silly. Now then, when a man shaved, this is how they did it. Plug in, taps on, flick water at the mirror. Into a special jar of shaving sauce. Now, I loved chocolate cake.
We know that, you fool.
If you held it up to the light, it was a little bit wobbly. If you smelt it.
Smells nice. Finger in, lick it.
It was all fumy. And then if you prodded it, yeah. Silly noise. Yo ho ho and a bottle of
windmills.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of Yo ho ho and a bottle of sus. Yo ho ho and a bottle of bendy. Yo ho ho and a bottle of yo and a bottle of
rap.
What's the silly sis going on now? And I went, oh yeah, I was just wash the face, clean the teeth. It's a little bit wobbly. And a little voice said, do it, Michael. And then I said, I wonder if it would bend. Yeah. Off to bed.
Once I came home and I noticed my wife. She was holding hands with my friend Haribo. So I said, what the heck are you doing? And Haribo said, well, it went like this. I was just passing by your house and she invited me in for a spot of tea. And that's when she put her hand on top of mine and my heart skipped a beat. So yeah, I'm in love with your wife and I'm not ashamed of it. So then I had a cry and in her and everything in her.
Bendy, 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 yeah, bendy, bendy. Boom, 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 boom.
Drink the lot. The return to the English Channel. Once my brother said, why don't we go to the English Channel? Again, we could spend all day there looking at the sky fogles. It would be great. No, I said, it'll be horrible. So he said, yeah. Mum said, I'm driving. Do you know, a woman can't drive, but this is my mum. Yeah, do you know, she was even more horrible. So we leave her by the side of the road. Ha! Leave. I was really looking forward to it. When we got there, my brother found out that the Hollywood cafe was still there. I was starving, so I had no other choice but to eat there again. A boy called Richard came to us and said, hello, well, come to the Hollywood cafe. And he starts singing the Hollywood cafe. The on Hollywood cafe. Michael Rosen, do you want something to eat? And it went on for ages. We were all crowding round, dead quiet, watching. But then he asked us, do you want something to eat? Yes. I said, can I have a Michael Rosen wrap, please? My brother said, a Hollywood pizza, please. And we waited. Then, suddenly, they appeared. Dig in. And he just fell over and died.
In jelly, it felt like the room filled up with Michael Rosens, hundreds of them. And they were all crowding round me going, yeah, I love it, goody. Yeah, I love it, goody. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it. When I was a boy, I was a treat. My mum She's looking at me very closely. Just here. And she said, "It's not chocolate cake, is it?" Michael Rosen. Let her know, Rosen. Along the passage, careful to tread on the creaky floorboard. A little voice said, "Don't do it, Michael." And I said,
I wonder if it would bend, yeah.
"Outside Mum and Dad's bedroom, because if they wake up and find me, I'll be in big trouble, so really noise. Don't do it, Michael."
And I said, no, but I want to.
Now I know where the creaky floorboard is now, so all I've got to do is tread on it, because if I tread over it and it makes not the noise, I am not dead. Careful now. "Michael, don't do it!" No, I bet not, actually. Quiet. And I hear my mum from downstairs going, "Michael, what's the silly noise going on up there?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, sorry, Mum, I was just dumped. There's always room for hello. With a chocolate cake." "Do you mean this chocolate cake?" It's good. "Give me that cake." "No way." "Come on." "I'm sorry." It's to him or into me. Ta-da! "I want that cake." "You want this cake?" "I want it." "Thank you. I can have my cake and eat it."
Here's me, and my mum's just given me a bomb. Lol. And my mum's just given me and my brother an aeroplane ticket to Ireland. But I want a plane to Jamaica. "Don't you dare sulk," she says. "I'm not having you sitting there throwing one of your tantrums. Do you understand?" So we go, "Okay, Mum, okay. Don't want to." There'll be no afters, and I've made something rather nice. I think you know what I mean. So here goes. Me and my brother went on the car trip to Haribo's house. Haribo was crying. We said, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Mum." Rog said, Dave said, and I said that. Rog said that. I said, she said, he lied. When you said, she said, I said, he lied, he said, Haribo said his granddad had died. So everyone said, "Shh, lol." Faster than an electronic tomato. The car trip. I can't drive properly. My name is Eileen Ogle, and I run a no breathing school. My name is Eileen Ogle, and my sister is a nice lady. My name is Eileen Ogle. I teach little girls to grow toenails. My name is Eileen Ogle, and I'm living in a trance. Puzzle 1. She said, "Hello." Tomato 203. Here's me, and my mum's just given me cod and chips. She says, "Eat it," and I say, "Dig in." Mind you, I never got any tomatoes either. I'm bored, so I open so 12 and I start eating Michael's funny sentence mixing all that stuff. But then I slowly started running out of my deep sleeping me too. Nothing other than making Michael say stupid stuff that nobody cares about. Toenails. More and more people in Britain today are horrible when trying to make you stop me. May. A woman called Haribo used to look after us sometimes. Her husband was a bus conductor and he could wee with both. Wake up, wake up! Quick! Get out! Get out! For no profanity because swearing is horrible. Right, let's start the video. Catcher. Ha! You thought I was going to say something really awful. Anyway, I'm going to show you that I can make really great white tea without using bad words. Just so you know, this is a visual representation of looking for a joke. Yeah, just gonna nip out for a while. B-R-B. Has everyone gone yet? Yeah, sorry. I just can't do it. This video is gonna be so boring without any jokes about 2-year-olds. Right, that's it. I'm going home. See you later, you awful ping. Conversations with a chocolate cake. 48 or why am I still talking to the
Chocolate cake.
I was a magician. I can do all kinds of magic. But, and this is a big but, well actually, I've got the power to manipulate plums. Fantastic. And I've got really nice spelled cards. It was then I noticed the fairies opposite. They were not huge. So I said, turn plums. And everything was lovely once again. Wonderful.
In the Jura mountains, it rained and rained and rained. Every day, every night, we lay in our tents and listened to the rain. Rain raining, rain rain raining, rain 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 raining, rain 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 rain. Lightning lit up our faces, the thunder rolled round the mountains. I thought there could be waves of rain and we would float away. When I woke up, the rain had stopped. There was no pattering on the tent roof. There were birds. It was light. Warm in the sleeping bag, cold on our faces. I pulled my hand out of the bag. I touched the tent. The wall was wet and tight. I wondered what was outside on the other side of the wall. I didn't mean to press too hard, or perhaps I did. The wall of the tent was so wet and so tight that I poked a hole straight through it. I didn't know, but Dad was standing right there and he saw my finger burst through. He heard it rip the tent wall. For God's sake! What have you done now? I looked through. He was on the other side, staring in. His eye, big in the hole. Oh, sorry, I said. I didn't mean to, honest. Oh, there's dry land out there. Don't do that. Don't talk faces. Don't do